All across East Tennessee, keeping you up to date as this winter weather rolls in. Thanks for being here with us. I'm Olivia Calfee. Now, we are checking in with our crews all across East Tennessee this morning. We are also in contact with officials across East Tennessee. I'm just hearing from TDOT's Mark Nagy. All of their crews have reported for work this morning. Some of them already out on their routes, and they're ready to respond as needed. He tells me they have had some reports of snowflakes falling in Anderson County. None of them sticking just yet. But with that, let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Belle Oliver outside the WVLT studios this morning. Belle, what are you seeing? What updates do you have for us?
Yeah, Olivia, we have seen a couple reports of some snow sleet mix pretty much area wide across East Tennessee. Even now here in the station right in West Knox off of Paper Mill, starting to see a few tiny little snowflakes are starting to work on through, which is what we expected. We had to wait a little bit. We had to get some of that atmosphere to be a little bit more saturated. Notice there on the live radar, we've got some snow moving off from the west across the Cumberland Plateau. Jared's out in Crossville, so he's probably seeing a little bit more snow here, but we're still watching this big system working its way through to East Tennessee. Now, if we zoom out a little bit farther, you can see just how big this storm is, and we're keeping a very close eye on that low pressure system down towards Texas right now. That will continue to work on through towards East Tennessee, eventually helping transition some of this snow sleet mix back towards freezing rain, and eventually some rain showers working into tomorrow as well for Sunday. So a lot to track. Notice we've got temperatures into the low 20s out towards the plateau, and we're sitting right around freezing here in Knoxville towards the surface. So that is why we're starting to see a little bit more of that snow. As you can see, our dew points into the single digits. That's what we were waiting for, to get those dew points to match those temperatures, so we can see a lot of the snow that actually make it to the ground instead of evaporating into the atmosphere. A big widespread storm here. Winter storm warnings all the way back up towards Massachusetts, back towards Texas. Very widespread. We still have those winter weather alerts here in East Tennessee as well. We've got ice storm warnings here in Knox County. Winter storm warnings out towards the plateau and parts of Kentucky. High wind warnings, winter weather advisories. Y'all, we have it all for today and going into tomorrow as well. A big moving system. I think we will see more of this snow over the next few hours before we start to see a little bit more of this snow transition into freezing rain, especially by this late afternoon and going into the evening. As we work towards tonight, the freezing rain lets up, and then we're going to a cold rain, especially tonight and into your Sunday morning, which could make that travel a little bit icy on the roads. We'll have more updates, of course, on the weather and that futurecast coming up. But now tossing it to Kyle over in Sevier County. Kyle, how is it looking there? You're all bundled up, I see.
Yeah, we've had a few flakes flying around at my vantage point in Gatlinburg, but I was talking about this yesterday when we were doing some of our updates in the studio. I think we're going to have different neighborhoods experience different things. While I had a few flurries where I'm at here in Gatlinburg, just across town in Gatlinburg, a viewer sent me pictures of sleet. So you can have varying things happening all across the area, including within some of the same neighborhoods to different neighborhoods having those different things. Let's take a look at what's going on right now in Sevier County. We've got 32 degrees out by the airport on the Dolly Parton Parkway in Sevierville. We got a light wind at about 8 miles per hour. But look at that dew point. That is what's going to be crucial here. We've got to get that air mass saturated a little bit more before we can have some of those bigger flakes falling down from the sky in Sevierville and in Sevier County. And really, that's the story for all of us as well. I've had a lot of questions about the alerts going on, and so I want to take you in a little bit closer to the Sevier County area and show you that we do have three different things happening all around us here. So the heart of Sevier County over to Maryville, Sevierville, Newport, it's a winter weather advisory. That means you're going to experience almost all kinds of winter weather, including snow, sleet, and freezing rain. Then you get closer to the mountains, and that's where we add in the high wind warning, where we're expecting 60-mile-per-hour winds. You mix in ice with that. I've got the ice storm warning over in western North North Carolina. Now we're talking about we could have some significant tree damage throughout the national park and those communities that are bordering the national park. The winds will be ramping up as well. So we're going to be watching that wind ramp up, the icing that happens, and also everything else that happens in Sevier County throughout the next couple of hours. They have been out treating the roads not only in the city of Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Sevierville, but the county has been out on the county roads as well. So Olivia, this is where we're going to stay, and if something happens, we'll try to get to it. I think the roads will be pretty good from where I'm at.
All right, Kyle, and we're also getting reports from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park this morning about some more road closures. So we are keeping a close eye on that. Several roads closed. Newfound Gap between Cherokee, North Carolina, and Gatlinburg, Lakeview Drive, Laurel Creek Road, Little River Road. So several roads are closed this morning in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Again, we're keeping an eye on this. We got a team of meteorologists all in studio. And with that, I do want to put this up on your screen so that you all can make sure that you have the WVLT First Alert weather app downloaded on your phone. Scan that QR code. You'll get updates at any time straight to you. This is the most up-to-date version. Our team is going to be working around the clock this weekend, getting you the latest updates straight to you. Again, it doesn't matter where you are, so really good thing to have. It is free to download. It doesn't matter if you have an iPhone or an Android. Scan that QR code on your screen. And as this storm moves through, all 95 counties in Tennessee are under a state of emergency. Governor Bill Lee made the declaration this week. It gives TEMA more resources and lets them respond faster. TEMA, the Highway Patrol, and TDOT all say they have been preparing for this weather this week. We have been in contact with TDOT and Tennessee Highway Patrol this morning, checking in with them, seeing what they are seeing at the moment. We'll continue to give you those updates, but they are also working with the Red Cross and other shelters to make sure there are warming centers available. And as this winter storm gets closer, we do want to give you a live look at what we are seeing in West Tennessee right now. This is from Memphis. You can see cars out there driving on the roads, and you can see how that snow is falling and sticking to these roadways. So please be careful. I was also looking at the TDOT cameras in Nashville. I'm seeing 3 reports of different types of crashes, 2 overturned vehicles and a multiple vehicle crash. So that tells you that as this snow starts to fall and as it moves our direction, please be careful. Stay home if you can. And a lot of things are canceled right now. We are bringing in our Erin Rogers to go over what she's seeing.
Yeah, Olivia, according to FlightAware, more than 2,000 flights are actually canceled right now. Here's a look at what's canceled at McGee-Tyson Airport. We actually have a live look at their website right now. This is Fly Knoxville. A lot of flights leaving and arriving. A lot from the Texas area. Now, if you remember, that system kind of started there this morning on our early shows. We were talking about it, but now it's kind of continuously moving east. But those have been canceled out of Texas. Arriving flights happening later this evening as well getting canceled. Now, if you are flying this weekend, you are going to want to reach out to your airline to know if that flight is still happening. Again, you can also download the airline's app. That's a big thing that the airport pushes for you to be in contact with your airline as well. So that is something to helpful. But also Fly Knoxville is a great resource as well if you're planning on catching a flight. Olivia.
Absolutely, Erin. Some very good information there. We'll check back in with you in just a few minutes. Now it's taking a live look in Claiborne County. We'll get that up on your screen. This is in the Tazewell area. Our crews there say they're seeing a few flurries today. You may be thinking back to the snowstorm a few years ago when TVA did have to turn the power off for people for a few hours because of the stress that the cold weather put on the power grid. Now, this year, crews we spoke to say they are prepared to make sure that we don't lose power. TVA does expect high energy demand as people try to warm their homes. While they say anything could happen, we spoke with TVA's Scott Brooks, who says the company made some much needed upgrades to its power grid that will help people with KUB, also telling us they are ready. Their trucks are full of supplies. They are ready to respond to outages. Now, if you do lose power, remember, you can get updates and newscast from us anytime through your WVLT First Alert weather and news apps on your smartphone. Now, as I said, we have crews across our region this morning, keeping us up to date as this winter storm moves in. Let's check in with our Caitlin Walsh now out in Farragut. Caitlin, what are you seeing at the moment?
Hey, Olivia. Yeah, I'm right off Parkside Drive over here in Farragut, and cars are driving by. People are picking up their last-minute groceries, you could say, and maybe getting some gas too. A little bit of flakes right now. Nothing is sticking at the moment, but you're feeling that cold for sure out here. We were talking with East Tennessee Children's Hospital, and they have some safety tips that they gave us for if your kids are going to be out in the snow this weekend, possibly playing in this winter weather. You want to make sure they're safe, right? So they let us know that if your kids are going to be outside playing and they want to sled, make sure they're wearing a helmet, keeping them safe. And then also on top of that, making sure they're hydrated. If they're going to be outside for about 20 minutes, that's about 10 gulps of water for when they get back inside. And to also apply sunscreen, making sure that their skin is going to be all right for out here. They also are letting us know that making sure your kids are wearing jackets, coats, gloves, all that good stuff to keep them warm. Back to you, Olivia.
All right, Caitlin, some good information there. It's also important to note that if kids are going outside to play, make sure they're playing in the snow as this storm does transition into more of an icy situation. That is not a good place to be playing outside. But Caitlin, I do have to ask, I know you're close to Walmart. Are you seeing a lot of people out there stocking up last minute on some items?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Walmart looks like it's pretty busy at the moment. The other stores around here, not so much, but Walmart does have a huge amount of people here turning in, getting some groceries. I've seen people walking out with bags of, it looks like, trying to get some milk or dairy products as well, and some bread where they can. And when I was at this Walmart last night, actually, they did have some milk and some bread left. So if you're looking to get some stuff, maybe stop over here if you can today, before the roads get bad at least.
All right, Caitlin, some good advice there. I know I had trouble getting bread this week, so it's good to know that they have it where you are. We will be checking back in with you here soon. Caitlin, thank you.
And continuing to alert you in the First Alert Center this morning, a lot of schools already canceled for next week. You can actually see some of those schools. We've got them on your screen right now. Anderson, Campbell County closed both Monday and Tuesday. Clinton City and Lenoir City schools, Loudoun, McMinn, Monroe County schools as well. All of those canceling for Monday and Tuesday. Now we're going to continue to update this list as more schools do give us updates. We've got a full list inside the WVLT News app as well. You can stay up to date on your child's school is closing. That will also be running at the bottom of your screen all day long. Olivia.
Yeah, Aaron, we know that will continue to change. I'm sure we will see more closures as the weekend moves along. Aaron, thank you. And so many of those events are canceled to keep people off the roads and safe. But some who can't stay home are those who keep us safe. First responders spent the week making sure they are prepared to answer calls this weekend. Knoxville Fire says they're checking trucks, equipment, making sure they can handle these low temperatures whenever this winter weather moves in. Crews say they sort calls to figure out the safest way to respond to the emergencies. That may mean they send a four-wheel drive truck out instead of an engine first. They do warn, be careful with space heaters and generators. They are fire hazards, so please use caution.
Well, it is a WVLT First Alert Weather Day, and we are tracking the threat for some winter weather moving in starting now and continuing throughout the weekend and going into Sunday. You remember a few minutes ago, there were a few flurries here in Knoxville. Those have started to lighten up. Now it's just bitterly cold outside with a lot of cloud cover, but I know a lot of you starting to see maybe a few more snow flurries and maybe even a mixture of sleet pushing on through. There's the radar right now showing a lot of that snow back towards the west and parts of Crossville and Jamestown. Now we have to understand the radar is back towards Morristown, so we're really relying on you guys to see if we're getting ground truth with some of this snow. But I will say there have been reports throughout Crossville, Jamestown, back towards Athens. We've seen a lot of you guys really helping us out today, which has been pretty nice. Very large weather system. And then back into Texas, where that low pressure system is. Now, that low is going to continue to move off towards our neck of the woods, which will change our precipitation back towards some rain looking towards tomorrow. Current temperatures into the low 30s here in Knoxville. We've got 20s toward the plateau. Bitterly cold today, and I expect that cold to continue. We've got a slew of warnings out there, y'all. We've got ice storm warnings here for Knox County back towards the Southern Valley, winter storm warnings and advisories, and also a high wind warning for the foothills and into the mountains. All just saying that we've got the threat for some winter weather today and going into Sunday as well. So lots to track for this First Alert Weather Day. here's kind of the impacts. What we're looking at is starting now, and that will continue into tomorrow as well, especially through the day on our Sunday. And then we're still looking at pretty much all hazards of winter weather possible. So I want to walk you through our futurecast, kind of showing you that the cloud's going to be around today, and we will see that snow transition into that freezing rain, especially by this afternoon. I think that's when we can see a lot of that transition start to take place. This is 3:30, kind of showing some more of that snow shower possibility, and also that pink there with the freezing rain and wintry mix. Now, as we work towards Saturday evening, this is showing 6 o'clock. You can notice a lot of pink on the map there, seeing where we have the freezing rain potential. As we work towards Saturday night, once we get a little bit more of that warmer air and that warm nose pushing in, we're going to see the transition back to just some cold rain for a few of us Saturday night and going into Sunday morning. I think the travel time is going to be really late tonight and into tomorrow morning, where we could see some ice start to develop on the roads. As you're heading out to Sunday morning, hopefully you're not heading out, we're looking at mainly just a cold rain and not only light rain showers. Some of this looks pretty heavy, guys. You can see through on our Sunday. We've got temperatures above freezing, so again, that warm nose really helping us out for Sunday. The rain continues through the afternoon, and we could see some backside precip with this system, maybe a few snow flurries heading into Sunday night and going into the overnight hours into Monday. But the thing that we want to make you aware of is, even though we've got some of the rain pushing through tomorrow, we've got the cold coming through too, bitterly cold. We're talking teens and single digits heading into Monday. Flash freezing from any of the rain that is on the roads from tomorrow and then into Monday morning. So some hazardous travel coming up over the next couple of hours. We've got meteorologist Sydney Sullivan in studio. Sydney, a lot of people may be confused on what type of precip kind of means for the difference between sleet, freezing rain, snow, and rain. So what you got for us?
Yeah, that's right, Belle, and thanks for mapping out really the timeline of this system, because it has been an evolving system and really a tricky one to forecast due to all different types of winter weather precipitation on tap for us. And you can see that indicated with the big picture here of the winter storm that is headed our way. We've got all sorts of different colors here. So as we unpack this, the main thing that we're watching is this afternoon especially, we really start to transition into sleet and freezing rain. So as we kind of decipher the difference between the two, sleet, not necessarily a concern. It's coming down as those pellets. You might see the pellets on the ground. Sometimes it can be mistaken as hail, for instance. This isn't an issue for us. It's the freezing rain. I use this example. It may sound a little bit silly, but I think it kind of paints the picture. Think of a glazed donut. I know you're hearing me say this. Think of this glazed donut as a freezing rain event. That glaze basically creates a glaze of ice on the roadways in particular. Think about bridges also. They tend to freeze a little bit quicker. So freezing rain, glaze of ice, that's where the concern lies. Sleet, again, not a huge concern. Think of it like a sprinkled donut, for instance. So those are really the two different types of winter precipitation that we're watching for today, in addition to some snow showers. I know many of us already starting to see some of those flakes flying. But again, this afternoon, as the system continues to work into the forecast, that's when we start to see that transition. So sleet, not a big deal. Freezing rain, that's where we are likely to see some very slick roads heading into tomorrow morning and possibly lingering into early next week.
All right, Sydney, thanks for painting that picture for us. Really helps explain that. Now, we do want to get out to our Jared Austin, who is in Crossville right now. Jared, you're starting to see a little bit of precipitation in your direction. What do you got for us?
It's cold, it's starting to snow, and I'll say it again, it's cold out here because I'm freezing. But you know what, we're staying nice and warm. We got layers on, and that's the important thing. If you are outside, have the hat, have the gloves, the jacket, all those things. Earlier this morning, I was actually in downtown Crossville just checking everything out. Their officials in the city say that they actually started treating roads right around 7 o'clock this morning. I did see crews working in downtown Crossville. Actually seeing crews working here right outside I-40, right on this main road, just near the Buc-ee's as well. But one thing you will notice as well, when it gets this cold, I got my car on right now, it's nice and warm, but when it gets this cold and you have any type of snow get on there, it'll melt, and then it's so cold it will freeze. So I look at my car and I just see beads of water just dropping down, freezing. So that is one thing. But another thing we're also seeing is T-Dot. We're right near 40 going west and eastbound here in Cumberland County. We've been seeing those crews out treating roads. The back of the trucks are completely full of salt. That is a good thing. They are getting that all treated right now. So anything that you can do just to stay at home, that's the one thing that officials here in the county and city are saying. But if you want to follow NWS, they're not following Morristown in East Tennessee here in Cumberland County. They're following Nashville. So all the updates coming from Cumberland County EMA will be coming from the Nashville NWS. So just a notice for folks who are living in this area. But we have reached out to the mayor of Crossville. He is actually out of town. So we're going to get in touch with the city manager later, just asking them specifically. It's getting cold. We got snow now. We could see ice and freezing rain. What are they doing more to prep for this? They've already got stuff done. What is going to continue? So Olivia, we'll get much more of that information later on tonight. But as you can see right now, snow is coming down here in Crossville, making its way east toward you guys.
All right, Jared, some good stuff there. We'll check back in with you here soon. Thank you. And to keep you all warm during these freezing temperatures, there are several warming shelters across East Tennessee that are opening up to help those in need get out of the cold. Here in Knoxville, Eternal Life Harvest Center on MLK Jr. Avenue will open Sunday. Church Street United Methodist Church opening its doors Sunday. The Carm and Relaunch shelters on North Broadway will open every night. In Blount County, First Baptist Maryville is an option, and in Cott County, First United Methodist Church in Newport will serve as a warming center. We have that list for you inside your WVLT News app. Now, we do want to give you a live look right now from one of our cameras in Claiborne County. Not seeing much coming down in that area, but we're keeping an eye, as you have seen, all across East Tennessee this morning. We have crews in Crossville, Farragut, Gatlinburg. We also have a live camera right there in Claiborne County, so we will keep you updated on that.
And in your first alert center this morning, in anticipation for that winter weather kind of moving in this weekend, a number of events across East Tennessee either canceled or postponed. A show at the Food City Center, Ghost, now canceled. It was supposed to be tonight. Tickets will be refunded, though. Now, another event, Knox County Schools announcing all activities for Saturday, today, and Sunday completely canceled. This includes all games, athletics, extracurriculars. Another thing canceled, Ice Bears. They will still play today against Pensacola. This might be confusing, but that game was actually moved up. So it's earlier in the day. It's going to start at 3 o'clock today. That is something too. Also, something a lot of people here in East Tennessee were excited about. Nate Bargatze's show, it was rescheduled. Now, it was supposed to be this weekend. Now it's going to be May 28th. If you've got a ticket, it will be accepted on the new date. You do not have to do anything. Now, we do have more information about other events. There was lots of cancellations, lots of rescheduling happening across East Tennessee. All of that is inside the WVLT News app. Olivia.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. We do have a toolkit available for you inside the WVLT News app. This is in the As Seen On section. You have a QR code on your screen right now. It'll take you to download this app. You'll find dozens of resources helping you prepare. This includes school closings, supplies, power outage maps, and so much more. We will be updating you on this throughout the day. And as we have seen this morning, our team across the region, let's catch up with them. First, let's get to our Kyle Granger in Sevier County. Hey, Kyle.
Hey, good morning to you and to everyone. We have seen a few flurries flying around this morning. I've had reports of some sleet pellets in other parts of Sevier County, but basically for right now, the weatherman terms, we're saturating the atmosphere to get all of that moisture to fall all the way down to the ground. Great Smoky Mountains National Park has started to have those closures, and the streets have all been treated in many of the cities in Sevier County. The county has been out treating those roadways as well. So now we're watching for those high winds to pick up later on this afternoon, and hopefully not too many power outages as a result of that.
Yeah, so still over here in Farragut, people are still shopping, getting those last minute groceries. And East Tennessee Children's Hospital, they gave us some information about what kind of snacks you can get for your kids during this cold weather. Over to you, Jared.
Yeah, in Crossville here again, it is cold, it is snowing. You better bundle up if you're heading outside in Crossville. The snow is already making its way here. Just calmed down just a little bit in the last 20 minutes, but we'll continue following everything here on the plateau. Olivia, we'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Now, we do want to get one more check of your forecast with meteorologist Belle Oliver. Hey, Belle.
Hey, Olivia. Yeah, we're still watching that snow slowly work its way over from west to east. I made it back inside. Y'all, it is a cold, frigid day out there. We're going to start to see more of this snow start to transition into that freezing rain, the pink color. I think anywhere going into this afternoon, probably after 4 to 5 o'clock, we'll see that transition. And then we've got another transition to talk about. Saturday night into Sunday, we're seeing a cold rain transition. So a good soaking of rain possible heading out for your Sunday. I think any of the best accumulation snow-wise really going to be to the north of I-40, especially off towards the plateau and parts of the Tennessee-Kentucky border. Not only could we see snow accumulations, I think anywhere between probably 1 to 3 inches, maybe 2 to 4. It's going to depend on how much ice we get as well. So a kind of a crazy forecast for you as we work towards Sunday night into Monday. We think we will start to dry out a little bit, and then we could see some backside, possibly snow work on through as well. Still have both of those first alert weather days for us. We've got some cold days ahead, temperatures only into the 30s, and then another cold shot coming Monday into Tuesday. Highs below freezing, single digits heading into the morning.
Cold for sure, Belle. And our team is going to be right here with you through this entire storm all day. We'll bring you updates on conditions across East Tennessee through your WVLT Plus app. This is available on your Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV. You can also watch anytime through your WVLT News app on your smartphone. So a good reminder there, make sure you have both the WVLT News app and WVLT First Alert Weather app downloaded on your phone. As this storm continues to inch closer, we are going to continue to bring you updates throughout the day. We have team coverage. So thank you all so much for joining us. We will be back for WVLT News in just a couple hours. Y'all have a good day.